Gypsy Rose's divorce drama with Ryan Anderson only continues to heat up as the last couple episodes of her reality show air. As to be expected, Gypsy doesn't look the best in these last episodes as she's reconnecting with Ken and obviously ending things with Ryan, and we are seeing it all play out. Back when they announced their divorce, we did hear that the show was going to give us all the answers to what really kind of went down between the two of them, and we are seeing it. People have really felt for Ryan in these times, even though in the beginning of the show, in the season, they thought that he was creepy and they didn't like him with Gypsy and they were really judging him for even being with her in the first place, which I think people still are. But they definitely feel for him in this situation, with Gypsy reconnecting with Ken and obviously leaving Ryan for Ken. But there's so much that has obviously gone down. Gypsy is pregnant now, and we are still seeing this divorce play out in real time. Ryan has even come out to address Gypsy's pregnancy after staying quiet following her announcement. He had previously heard rumors about her being pregnant, in which he had said on a live that he hoped it wasn't true, but it is, and it's added a whole other layer to their divorce drama. Prior to Gypsy announcing the pregnancy, Ryan had actually been going live on TikTok pretty consistently almost every day, but after she went public with the news, Ryan took a bit of a break from going live. People waited to see what his reaction was going to be, given the fact that he had wanted a family with Gypsy, and he's expressed on live that he missed her, and it was said that he was reaching out to her and was hurt by the way she left him and very quickly got together with Ken. So people were like, he must be broken after this news. And we're wondering if he was going to come out and talk about it, because he does talk about Gypsy a lot on TikTok Live. But this past week, he decided to come back to social media, and though he claimed he wasn't going to be talking about Gypsy's pregnancy, he said enough for people to know he wasn't too happy about it. When the news had originally come out, people had expressed their dislike for Gypsy being a mother, feeling like she was unfit given her past. And to this, Ryan did defend her on live when he saw comments of people saying stuff like this. He didn't like that people were being negative about her being a mother, and he said that she will be a good one. But him saying that didn't mean that he didn't have plenty else to say on the subject.
I will say, guys, stop with the comments of trying to take her kid away or her baby. I don't like that. I don't condone that attitude. You know, that's not cool. You don't call CPS on people just because you don't like somebody or you think they did something wrong. You know, like, you know, in my opinion, Gypsy's gonna be a great mom. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. Like, there's way more to say. Don't think that I don't have plenty to say about it, but I'm not gonna talk about it on this live.
Of course, that wasn't the only thing he said about Gypsy though, because every time he gets on live, he says he's not going to talk about her, and then he ends up saying something, and this was no different. He had also said on the live that he hasn't talked with Gypsy in a while, and that talking about things more would only just get trickier because there's a lot of legal stuff going on right now.
You know, ever since I haven't talked to Gypsy in a while about her pregnancy, so like I said, we're letting our lawyers handle our divorce, and you know, I gotta just leave it alone, really. So, you know, I'm not bothering her. You know, like I said, we had that one reach out moment where me and Ken got into it, and that was mistakable. Shouldn't have done that, but you know, it's one of those where Gypsy's gonna be a great mom, and I will say that, but that's all I'm going to talk about, that, because there's legal ramifications going on. There's so much stuff. It's crazy.
According to Gypsy, the divorce will hopefully be finalized in October, but even still, it's causing her a lot of issues. Because Gypsy is pregnant and still legally married to Ryan, fans have been wondering what this means for the baby because of laws in Louisiana, because the state will be assuming that the baby is Ryan's because they are married. In the state of Louisiana, by Louisiana law, if the mother is married to someone other than the biological father, when the child was conceived or has been divorced for less than 300 days at the time of birth, the husband/ex-husband shall be the presumed father unless paternity is established for the biological father. But Gypsy has come out to say on live that if Ryan wanted to be difficult about it, he could, and it would be a whole mess. But she's hoping that they can all be adults in the situation, and he will let them put the baby's last name as Ken's last name on the birth certificate.
So I see people asking, will the baby have Ken's last name, or will it be a Blanchard? Will it be an Anderson? Will it be a Euchre? And the truth is, I am not 100% sure on that. I've asked my divorce attorney, and what I gather from everything is that if Ryan is kind and will allow us to go ahead and put the baby's name down as Euchre, that could be a possibility. But if Ryan wants to fight it, then it makes it really hard. Ryan knows he's not the father, because I got pregnant during Jazz Fest weekend, and I had already been away from Ryan and not been intimate with him after leaving. So I don't see him putting up a fight for the baby, because he knows it's not his.
Gypsy even tried to explain the entire legal situation on live the other night, as the whole thing had people really confused, and having the law legally state that as of right now, Ryan would be presumed as the father, it's definitely not helping her defense of knowing exactly who the dad is. People have been really hard on Gypsy over if she knows who the dad really is, given that she was with Ken so close to when she was with Ryan. But it has been said a number of times that Ken is the father, and the due date, if you do the math backwards to see when it all happened, it lines up to when she would have already been with Ken. But with people getting on her about her leaving Ryan and being with Ken so quickly, and news articles coming out about how Ryan would legally be the dad, I mean, it's just not helping her clear anything up, that's for sure. But Gypsy is only continuing to nail it into people's heads that there's no chance it's Ryan's.
Ryan is presumed to be the father. That doesn't mean he is, but he is presumed by the court and the law. So what I have to do is enter into a third-party agreement. So what that means is 300 days after the, or within 300 days of the termination of the marriage, the divorce, we'll do a paternity test. It will show Ken is the father. It will show that Ryan is not the father. Ryan will sign a piece of paper accepting that he is not the father and acknowledging he's not the father. Ken will sign the same piece of paper saying he acknowledges he is the father. And then after that, then there's no more to be discussed. It's over. Paternity is established, and I could, if I can't already put Ken's last name on the birth certificate, I can at that point, because the third party agreement has been closed and all is said and done.
Back to Ryan talking about Gypsy, he did talk about why he decided to take a step back from going on TikTok Live following the pregnancy announcement.
Guys, I took a break from doing social media. Like I said, I was just had a lot of processing, a lot of reflecting, and the show was going on, and I wanted to give her time I wanted it to be about her with her pregnancy and not about me. So I didn't want to just, I was giving her space.
He did get some backlash for talking about her though on live, as he started discussing the Lifetime show. He was defending himself a bit towards things that he heard people saying about him, and then people started to tell him that he shouldn't be talking about Gypsy so much, and he wanted to defend himself there.
Oh, and I was serious when I said I would have gone to marriage counseling. I would have done that. I would have done that. We just never had that opportunity. Oh my gosh, move on. The show's going on, people. I'm talking about the show. I am, it's funny, move on. Where am I going?
He did end up saying that at a later date, he was going to do a video talking about Gypsy's pregnancy, but he wasn't about to do it on live because he wouldn't be able to get his points across clearly.
As I know she's pregnant, I get it. And I know there's some people, I just don't want to get into it right now. I'll do a video about it, and I'll explain more about that situation. I'm not going to do it on a live because I'll ramble. I know I'll just sit here and ramble and just blah and just be and yeah.
Speaking of the show though, the last couple episodes haven't made Gypsy look the best, as they obviously reveal her rekindling with her ex Ken and how her and Ryan ended up breaking up. Ryan was emotional in these episodes, especially when Gypsy and Ken had gone to get their matching tattoos. Ryan had expressed on the show that it really hurt him to see all that they were doing together, and on live he talked about the fact that it was in fact her stepmom Christy who brought them together, and really liked the fact that Gypsy's dad was calling Christy out on this, and that she was responsible for getting those two together again.
And yeah, Christy definitely opened the door. I saw somebody just wrote that. Christy caused it. Christy definitely opened that door. And I love the fact that Rod called her out on it. Rod always had my back, and I appreciate that.
Now, Gypsy has also addressed some of how she's looked on the show, especially when it comes to the fact that it wasn't too long ago that there was an episode where she took a plan B and said that she wasn't ready to have a baby. People wondered why she seemed to have wanted one now that she was with Ken and not Ryan. And she says that it kind of just happened. She didn't think that she was going to be able to get pregnant so easily, and that when she found out, things changed for her.
Like I said in the episode where, I was with my sister, and I took the plan B 2 days after, Ryan and I were intimate. I wasn't pregnant. I didn't know if I was pregnant or not. Most likely not, but my sister just wanted to educate me into my options. And that day I said, I can't put myself on the back burner right now. I have to prioritize myself. So prioritizing a child, I'm not there yet. But then when you're put in that position where you're looking at a positive pregnancy test, you're like, well, holy shit, I have no choice now. Like, I have to put on my big girl panties, buckle down, and be a grown-ass woman and be a freaking mom. I don't have the luxury of X, Y, and Z about myself anymore. And I think I grew up a lot that day.
In terms of the baby, she's previously said that she was not going to be filming her baby or putting them on social media. She expressed this once again and said at most she would consider filming the birth for the show, which she did seem open to filming her pregnancy journey and having another season of her show. But she was trying to say that if they did it all over again, filming her life, it would probably be less dramatic than the last season, because last season was her getting out of prison. It was her and Ryan navigating life together for the first time, and her leaving him and her getting with Ken. I mean, that was a very big drama, and her getting a divorce. But she feels like another season would not be that way, but I kind of feel like it would be. Something tells me that with all of the Louisiana state laws, the drama is there for Lifetime. Like, they would make that the main storyline here, since it seems like it could get pretty complicated to try and get Ken on the birth certificate if Ryan wants to make it hard for them. And I definitely think that that would be their main storyline of the season. But we'll just have to see what happens as of the next couple of months, if she decides to do another season of the show, how this divorce plays out, how it will affect her baby's birth certificate. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.